Looking crazy. Battery, attention, huh!
Yay!
Yeah. Yeah, welcome to Beer Babes and Bad Luck. Today's episode is about the military and how crazy these motherfuckers are. How crazy they drink. So, in all my years of being everywhere, drinking everywhere with everybody, the craziest, most loco dudes that I've ever seen in my life are military personnel. They drink like fish and swim like camels. No, anyway, yeah, there's some crazy motherfuckers, dude. The craziest, asshole, fightingest, crazy, drunken people I've ever seen have been in every military branch known to man. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, the Coast Guard is kind of military, kind of Homeland Security, so yeah, but that's another story. So the craziest thing is, what makes the military drink so much? What makes them want to party like rock stars? Like, I mean, they're not rock stars, but they want to party like rock stars. It's so crazy. So, I mean, you probably party with college kids and you party with all kinds of people that you've met, you know, along the way, downtown in every town in America. But the military seems to have a lock on partying hard. Harder than college kids. Harder than anybody after winning a championship. The military does this on a regular Friday night.
Well, I wonder if it's because I want. Oh, is there something on my face? Is there?
No, dude, your face looks fine.
Okay. I think it's obviously it's like a fraternity, my friend, and it's
you know what? It is like a frat, man. It's like a big frat, and you can even go further than that and say it's a brotherhood, right? So if you go to the bar and you happen to see two military people there, they recognize that they're in the military together. They don't know each other, but they will hang out, and
right.
They will party together. They will just start partying. You know, just doesn't matter if they're from the same branch or whatever. A lot of these bases are joint now. You got these guys together and they just party. They will fucking tear the house down together, not even knowing each other. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if they have different rules. I mean, obviously, you know, if you're in a fraternity or you're just a party college kid, you know, if you get in trouble, you got to answer to the cops. But if you get in trouble in the military, you have to answer to the military cops.
You got to answer to every fucking body.
Well, I remember when you were, I don't know what, you know, what your pay grade was at the time, but I remember it was like it was like a holiday weekend, and you're like, oh man, I had to like go pick up a couple of my fucking dudes in the middle of the night from the fucking, you know, the cop shop
from
and
the
shit.
PMO office.
Yeah. So, I remember that when you had to do that, you know, and I was like, fuck. And I remember living in Colorado Springs, which was, you know, obviously they have the Air Force and
the Army too, Fort
and
Carson.
The Army at Fort Carson. And I remember one time I was partying with this cat. It was a bunch of us, and we were in my truck, and we got pulled over, and for whatever reason, that dude, we got in trouble, but they ended up taking him, and he
that so funny.
Dude, I can't breathe in this shit.
you gotta keep it on, man. This shit's funny as shit.
Dude, I can't breathe in it. I don't know how
take it off.
I don't know how these motherfuckers breathe in this shit.
Hey, the Taliban got practice, motherfucker.
I don't know how they. I can't.
They got practice.
So that's better. I still look like it.
I'm dying.
I still look like it.
I still shoot your ass too.
So I think, but they ended up taking him, and I guess they said that they were going to, like he had some different rules, like so.
Yeah. So a lot of time jurisdiction takes over, and the military police will actually deal with the discipline. That way, there's not what they call a double jeopardy, where you have the civilian punishment, and then they'll go back to the military and get punished that way through the UCMJ. So
right.
It's usually one or the other, not both.
Right. Well, yeah. So I mean, I think maybe that has something to do with it, but I don't know. I mean, like, speak on it.
What's that?
So I mean, with just with the dudes drinking in the military. I mean, it's just
Dude,
crazy.
I tell you what, it's almost like they need to. It's almost like we need to. I say they, but I'm not in the military anymore. This is my last uniform. It's actually a current uniform that they wear in the army. OCPs they call it.
Hmm.
But it's almost like they need to, dude. Like, it's you get off 5 o'clock and you've had a hard day. They don't just go kick their boots off and go sit down.
Yeah.
We party. We
Right.
get, it's like the first thing is get the fucking boots off, take a shower, and get the fuck out in the street. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Go to a liquor store, go to Class 6, get some liquor, and then go party the fuck off all weekend. From
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, broke, no money, check gone, because you spend it on liquor and hotel rooms or what have you.
Yeah.
It's almost like you have to do it, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's part of the culture. I can't say if that's a problem or not. For some people, it's a problem, but it's just one of those things, dude. It's beer, bitches, and partying, like camaraderie. You always want to be around somebody else. Your guys. You worked hard with them all week. Now you want to go party with them and still hang out. It's like you don't get tired of them. It's kind of crazy, but I don't know. It's
remember.
almost like you have to do it. It's just
Yeah.
like you feel like mentally that you just have to do it. You have to party. You have to party with these guys. You can't sit in your fucking barracks and read a book.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. So
Well, what do the higher ups think? You know what I mean? Like, because obviously they were, at one point they were down there. So
honestly, they know the deal. They were there. They've done
yeah.
it. So
Right.
what it is it's more of a protection thing, right? They want to
Hmm.
make sure that we don't cross paths with law enforcement and that we take care of everybody else. So as long as if we go out with three guys, we need to come back with three guys, right? If we go out with a group of dudes, they want to make sure that we are looking out for each other and that we bring every single person back. It's kind of like the battlefield, right? But the thing is, when you go out and you one of your buddies gets drunk, he gets too drunk, and he gets in trouble with the cops, and the other two dudes that didn't look out for him have to answer to the first sergeant and the sergeant major because, hey, you went out with him. You didn't watch your fucking buddy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You didn't watch his back, his six, and now
Yeah.
he's fucked. And that's
Yeah.
your fault. It's our fault, dude. It's kind of weird because you go back and it's like he's a grown man and all this, but when you get back, that's your ass.
Well,
Because
it's crazy because it's like I'm glad we're talking about this because I wasn't in the military. In fact, that's probably one of my biggest, I guess, regrets.
I wish you were. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I almost went like when I was in when I was what was it, senior year, and I burnt my Jeep up to the ground, and I had to go to Fout Springs
I can't wait till you tell that story.
the Jeep story.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
That's
so
a dope ass Jeep too.
could be dead. So
Exactly.
that I remember there was a lot of cats that went to Fout Springs, and on our graduation day or whatever, there was a bunch of kids that would there was a bunch of like recruiters there that were just taking these kids straight from Fouts to fucking MEPS in Sacramento,
They knew exactly what they were doing, dude.
dude. But these kids, I guarantee, coming out of Fouts were probably dominated in the
I
military.
bet you they were great soldiers. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Because you go into Faust as a fuck up, and they tell you that. You know what I mean? I mean, you're basically a criminal. You know what I mean? So you go into Faust, and then they it's like the same kind of thing. They kind of break you down, except for they don't have to answer to the fucking government.
And
So,
a lot of those guys were prior military, the drill
yeah,
instructors that
they
fell.
were the drill instructors. You know what I mean? Which I have another funny story about running into one of those drill instructors. That was one of my drill instructors. She was fucking hot, dude. But that's a whole nother story. We'll get to that another time. But yeah, so it's good that you're answering these questions because I mean, for people like me, I'm curious about this stuff. I mean, obviously we've had like tons of discussions about it, but I remember one time you were telling me this story about you guys had gone out. I think you were stationed at Fort Riley, and you guys went out in Manhattan or something like that, Kansas, and got hella faded. And one of your boys, I don't know, you tell them the story when it was like a PT thing.
Oh,
The PT
so
story.
I can't remember that motherfucker's name now. But so we got back. It was like 5 in the morning. You know, we got, I mean, PT at 6.
Mm-hmm.
So we're standing there in formation, accountability formation, first thing in the morning, and battalion formation. Right? This is
You guys hadn't even gone to sleep yet, right?
nah, dude, no sleep. This team no sleep. Right?
Yeah.
So this is accountability formation. It's like 6 in the morning. We're in PTs and shit, middle of the summer. We're standing out there. I mean, and it's like a quad shape. It's like a big, almost like a horseshoe, but it's not. It's a square. It's a cube, basically. So it's basically a bunch of buildings, and then the grass is in the middle. Mm-hmm. And then so we're standing there in a square, in a formation, and we got one dude in the formation that is just still wasted, just obliterated still. And it's like he's partying in his fucking head still, dude. He's partying in his head, and it's fucking 6 a.m. Sun's up, you know, we're getting ready to run and do all kinds of shit. And when they call you to attention, nobody talks during that time. Nobody moves. You're at
It's
attention.
just like attune hut, like they like
Yep,
that kind of
yep, just like I did in the beginning of the video. And nobody moves, nobody talks, nobody does anything other than just stand there. And this dude raises his hand. He's like, yeah! And I'm like, oh, shit. This motherfucker's still drunk. Like, and then the thing is, because you're standing at attention, you're not supposed to move. I mean, nobody's supposed to move. You can't turn your head left or right or anything. But, dude, I think everybody broke military discipline when that happened.
Yeah.
Because, like, never happened before in our career, ever. And then, so everybody broke formation and was, like, looking at this dude. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, oh, shit. Like, we're all fucked up. Our military bearing is gone. So, but, dude, and then it wasn't like they
what did the dude do? What the dude that's like calling the formation or whoever?
Yeah, it's usually battalion. It's usually battalion commander, battalion sergeant major, or somebody that's out there.
What'd he do?
Nothing. He just continues to do what he does, and you know, and
like he didn't
get
even
accountability from everybody. And it's basically he leaves it up to the platoon that he's in for them to deal with him, or the battery that he's in to deal with him.
Yeah.
So he's like, hey, look, that's your fuck up. You deal with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So even after that, I don't think they knew he was drunk. I think they thought he was like playing or something. You know what I'm saying? Because they kept him at PT, and he was running, right? We had him running, you know, running around everywhere, puking while he's running, and you know, doing all that kind of stuff. And it was just wild, dude, wild time. And that's not the only problem we've had in formation, dude. We had one dude smoking weed in the back of the formation one time. I mean, it was
what?
Yeah, he was trying to get chaptered out of the military. He was trying to get out.
So he was just doing whatever.
I got other stories about that dude too, but
they should have wrote a fucking book about just dudes just doing dumb shit, like where they just snap, like they just can't take it anymore.
Dude, I tell you what, the stuff that happens is like you tell stories about it and people think you're lying. That's the kind of stories that happen in the military. Is it, you know, when alcohol is involved, right, or women are involved,
right? People
will think that you're lying about it. It can't be true. This can't be true. No, dude, it's true.
Well, it's just like the lengths that people go to get out of the fucking military, dude. I remember when Isaac was in boot camp.
Oh yeah,
in San Diego. And he was at the MR fucking the recruiting depot, and
I don't know what the Marines call it.
Whatever. He was in San Diego in boot camp, and he said one dude tied a fucking floor buffer cord around his neck and fucking threw that shit out the window, bro.
Damn, son.
But it didn't it didn't do shit. It just fucking janked his fucking neck, and so the dude is just like sitting with the fucking, and there's everybody's doing their PT and all their shit they're supposed to be doing, and there's a fucking dude with his head hanging out the window and a fucking floor buffer tied around his fucking neck.
Those things are heavy as shit.
Yeah, but it didn't do it. It probably hurt his neck, but I guess it didn't kill him or anything. You know what I mean?
Damn.
So, anyways, man, it's just crazy. But I think even if I would have joined them, I don't think I could have taken, just because I get such bad hangovers, dude. You know what I mean? Like the way I drink, I would have just been fucked up. I would have been.
You take a bunch of medicine and you go to work, dude. That's the mentality. The mentality is suck it up, drive on. So what you do is you take a bunch of medicine and you go and do your fucking job.
Right.
So that's it's basically it's a mentality, dude. You get used to it. That I got a headache, I'm fucking hungover, laying in the bed, shit. It's a
Yeah.
mentality that's driven out of you. So
Right.
you get used to it. You get used to the partying and shit. And that's the
What?
craziest thing about it is you get used to it, right?
Right.
If you
Right.
get used to it, then you just keep fucking doing it.
Right.
So
I mean, eventually I got used to my shit. Like, I was used to my hangovers and shit. But, at the time, when I was fucking 18, 19, the time when I would have joined, around the time you joined, um, yeah, I wouldn't have been able to hang with that shit. I'd have been too fucked up, dude.
takes practice, bro.
Yeah, it does, man. But
Takes practice.
so what year, what year did you go to, when you got deployed?
03?
That was the first year you got deployed?
Yeah. Because so they were sending soldiers to Afghanistan before that, but I didn't go to Afghanistan. So
Right.
first place I went to Iraq was in 03. So
Okay.
this would have been March, April 03. So
Yeah. Okay.
that was my first stint,
Were people drinking over there too?
dude. Okay, let me tell you about drinking in Iraq. Okay,
Yeah.
I can tell you from two sides because remember I was a contractor over there too, so I can
Right.
tell you how it works on the military side and the contractor side, right?
All right.
So in the military, your movements are limited, right? So you have to basically rely on a troop movement, right? Your
Right.
commander tells you you have to go here, or somebody tells you you have to go one place or the other.
Right.
But the funny thing was, we used to go on patrol all the time, mounted patrol in Humvee, around Baghdad, all over the place. And then as we went around, I mean, we're hanging off the sides of the Humvee with our fucking M16s and shit. And
Right.
there's dudes on the side of the road, there's Iraqis and shit, locals on the side of the road selling, they're sitting on coolers, right? Like styrofoam fucking water coolers and shit.
Mhm.
And you pull up and it's like, yo, like how much is a Pepsi, or whatever, a Fanta, fool. That's what they drink, Fanta like a motherfucker. It's funny we drink that here because that's what they used to drink over there years ago. I'd never heard of that shit here. But so Fanta and shit they used to give out, right?
Yeah.
And then you buy it quarter or whatever. And then one dude was, one time he was like, oh, I got this other stuff. And I'm like, well, what do you got? And he opens a cooler and he's got these beer cans that are like this fucking big and they're wide as shit, right? So we started calling that an oil can.
Yeah.
Because that was the only thing that we could relate it to was this big fucking oil can, dude. I think it was like 80 ounces of beer in one fucking can. I've never seen a can that big. Bottles, sure, but a can was huge.
What the fuck?
And these are the local Iraqis were selling this shit, right? So, so we're like, yo, like, how much is that? And he's like, $1. And I'm like, $1 for that big ass can of beer?
Yeah.
Like, and we're in uniform, right? We're over there fucking on patrol. So we'd stop alongside of the road. And dangerous as it is, that fucking cooler could have blown up or it could have been a suicide bomber or what have you. But,
Right.
back then, 03, we were fucking naive. You know what I'm saying? We were green to it. We didn't really fucking know that those fucking motherfuckers were trying, get us like that. It was like we were waiting for somebody to shoot at us, and he wasn't shooting at us, so we were like, "Fuck it."
Yeah.
This motherfucker's trying to make $1. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, fuck, dude. A lot of shit in the military is fuck it. So, so this dude was like, oh yeah, I got this stuff here. So we get the can out, and I'm like, is that beer? Like it says bira on it, right? Bira is, Arabic for beer, and then cerveza on it. So it had different languages of beer and shit. So we opened one, we paid him for it, opened it, and we were like, oh shit, this shit is beer for real. So we were like, shit, motherfucker, it's on. So every time, like, nobody wants to volunteer to go on patrol, because that's how you get fucking killed, right? But motherfuckers would volunteer to go on patrol because they knew that dude had a beer stand.
Really?
See what I'm saying? That's so fucking crazy.
Fools will die for beer.
Yeah, motherfuckers would go out there because they wanted
to
beers,
risk their
son.
life for a fucking 80 ounce of beer.
I swear to God, it was so crazy. So
That's
motherfuckers would volunteer. It was like, oh, we need 2 volunteers to go on patrol. Usually hands don't go up.
Yeah.
But it's like once we figured that shit out and we start bringing them cans back into the base,
Yeah.
then motherfuckers is like, oh, shit just got real. You know what I'm saying? The war isn't real, but this beer is. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit just got real. So I mean, as combat troops, we have to go out there anyway. But
Right.
you know, you go out there, and if they tell you to do something, you do it. Right? We're
Right.
pulling triggers on this. We're raiding this. We're doing it anyway. But if somebody is like, shit, you know, the incentive is you know, you go out here and do your job that you have to do anyway, but you can get some beer out of it.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers is like, shit, I'm going, you know, and stuff like that. And the funny thing is, you might have a higher ranking person in the vehicle with you when you go out there. And sometimes you'll pass by the beer stand and you're like, damn, dude, like, damn, we can't go to the beer stand today because we got so and so in the truck.
Yeah.
But then so you find out later that so and so has been going to that beer stand too.
Oh,
You
so
see what I'm
yeah.
saying? So you find out your boss has been going to the fucking beer stand too. And it's like,
Yeah.
damn, I thought this was a secret.
Right.
Nah, it ain't a secret. Your boss is drinking and his boss is drinking.
Damn. So what if you get caught? What if you would have got caught? Like if anybody would have got caught, they
So,
like
so we had, and it's different, dude. It depends on who catches you.
yeah.
So we had a staff sergeant promotable that was on the E7 list that was just getting ready to make E7 that got busted with a bottle of liquor in his room and got busted down to E5 and kicked out of the army.
No
He
way.
was in my fucking unit, bro.
Wow.
Swear to God, anybody can verify that. This motherfucker and he got a bottle of liquor in his room in Iraq and got kicked the fuck out, basically.
Damn,
Got dropped because he was E6 promotable. It means he's getting ready to make E7.
Yeah.
And that's Congress has already selected him for E7.
Yeah.
And he got busted down to E5, man. And then that was like right at the end of our tour too, which was real shit because he got back and then we went back to the States and I saw him as an E5.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, bro, like, he's an E5, black dude, you know what I'm saying? He's a real cool dude, real big motherfucker, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kicked his ass out. We got dropped to E5, because once you get dropped to E5 like that, dude, like, you can recover from it, but it's real hard, dude. Like, it'll take years and years to recover from it. So, I was like, damn, dude, that's sorry. Like, you were in charge of me yesterday, motherfucker, now I outrank you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that kind of thing.
Well, speaking of rank, what rank did you end up like when you got out of the army? What rank did you finish at?
Staff
Actually,
sergeant.
okay,
Yeah, but I mean, you know, in 5 years, that's good. So,
yeah,
that's actually fast tracking. I could have easily made E78, but in you know, probably E9 easily. You know, in the artillery, man, you can make rank quick because
that was your MO. What was your MOS?
13 Bravo.
Yeah,
So that's the field artillery cannon crew member. That's what you start out as when you're a rookie.
Yeah.
But you end up as usually it's you know a first sergeant or a sergeant major of a battalion by the time you retire. So you can go higher than that, but it just depends on how many years you want to do. But
right.
there's
Man, that shit. I've you know, just like when you were over there, early 2000s, and then you know, obviously I had other buddies over there, other dudes we went to high school with, you know. But I remember I had one buddy when I was living in Reno, and
did he drink?
yeah, motherfucker drank a lot, dog. One of the funniest things this fool told me was he was over there like, fuck, I think 02, 03, whatever. And he told me the funniest shit. He said that because when he first went over there, I guess you guys didn't have armored Humvees at
Dude,
first.
no, we didn't. That was some crazy fucking shit.
Yeah. And he said that like an IED, I keep wanting to say IUD because these bitches these days all have those. But I keep wanting to say IUD, but anyway, man, they ran over IED and it fucking blew up, whatever, and he caught shrapnel in his taint, bro.
Oh, got him.
Taint.
Yeah, that
Imagine
sucks,
catching
dude.
like a hot shrapnel in your fucking taint,
Dude,
dude.
that shit travels so fast. You don't. I mean, nothing you can do about it.
Bro, oh my god, dude, I couldn't believe it. I was like, dude, they sent you home for that shit? He's like, bro. He's like, dude, it's not like fucking Vietnam, dude. Like, they didn't just send you home when you got injured, dude. He was in like the medical fucking hospital on one of the fucking things that you guys like took down, one of the palaces or whatever the fuck they do. You know, they had a hospital or whatever in there. And he said he was in there for like 2 weeks. They was like, all right, go back. You know what I mean? Go back to war. And fucking same dude told me he's like, man, he's like, I knew that I hit rock bottom when I was over there. When I was jacking off in a 150-degree porta potty. I was like, damn, dude, like he was serious, dude. He was like, man, I was in there just beating off. Like, I guess they'd have like hella like naked pictures and shit or whatever on the
Dude.
fucking or something.
I'm
And
talking like the internet was live, right? I mean,
yeah,
we were all on that, but over there, the internet was like 1990. You know what I'm saying? It was like
yeah,
crazy. So motherfuckers had porno magazines, dude. Like they had
right,
magazines being mailed to them and shit, like old
right.
school style. So yeah, them motherfuckers had them like taped to the walls in the back in the porta potties and shit. Shit was wild, dude.
Yeah. He was saying man, because I know that it would be like 100 and what, like 120, 130 out in fucking Iraq, like out in the desert in the middle of the summertime.
But you're in the
And,
porta potty, it's hot as a motherfucker.
and then think about a porta potty is like
When
a fucking greenhouse, dude.
Yep. When you gotta take a shit, and guess what? It's a stinky ass greenhouse too, bro.
Dude, hot shit, 150
It's
degree
it's
shit.
it's. But the thing is, it's not your hot shit. It's everybody else's hot shit.
Exactly,
So
man.
it's fucking horrible, dude.
And it stinks like that, and you got to beat off.
Yeah,
Like,
man. And
that's
and you
fucked
don't
up.
have anything to drink at the time.
Oh my god. So yeah. Anyways, that I forget dude's name, man, but that dude he had some funny shit to say, man, about me. See, that's the thing is like a lot of cats, they didn't see any of that. You know what I mean? And it's
Well,
like I run.
and the funny thing is that I find that a lot with the younger soldiers, right? Is they don't understand what that kind of military is like. That's a different military.
Yeah, for
It's a
sure.
different world, dude. It's not the kind of military, your garrison military, where you go to work and you get off at 5.
Right.
It's a 24-hour thing and
Yeah.
24/7. But the thing is, it's a different experience, dude. You learn all kinds of stuff real fast over there.
Yeah.
But beyond that, you learn how to drink like a motherfucker. So if any of you guys happen to be military or used to be in the military and you have anything to say about what we're talking about, or if you have stories to tell about the military,
Please.
call us. Leave a voicemail. 213-349-1145. 213-349-1145. Or leave a message in the comment section, right? Or send us an email, beerbabesbadluck@gmail.com. Let us know what you have to say about this subject. Or any other subject. But the thing is, there's tons of you guys out there. You guys got something to say. So let us know. So
Absolutely, man.
and if it's what you have to say happens to be really compelling, we might put you on the show. You call in and we'll have you on here. So
Well, the military cats, especially like with all the drinking shit, man. That shit. I remember just being in Colorado Springs and being around all the military cats. We go out to the bars and the clubs, and it was like at the end of the night, man. It was like I already knew that if there was going to be the privates or the PFCs or whatever, that if they didn't have any fucking bitches lined up, they were looking for a fight. You know what I mean?
oh,
So
dude, I used to be one of those motherfuckers. I
yeah.
swear.
So, I mean, luckily I had my boy Daniel he was from London, England. So he was like a soccer hooligan. And this motherfucker, I mean, we would take on like fucking 4, 5, 6 fucking army cats at the same time, you know what I mean, downtown and smack on dudes, you know what I mean?
Well,
So
the thing is, just because you're in the military doesn't make you invincible, dude.
what's
Just
funny
because
is
you
that
put a
a lot of
uniform
dudes have
on,
that mentality. It's like, bro, I was in the fucking
they
army or the Marines. And it's like, shut the fuck up.
that is the mentality that they have, but they
Yeah.
also have a really really strong mob mentality because
Right.
that's how they've been trained. So
Right.
if one of them is weak and cannot fight,
Yeah.
10 of the other 10 that can fight will fight for him.
Right.
So
yeah, exactly.
and that's the thing, especially when I used to go out, and because our first sergeant and our leadership used to say that all the time. Hey, you need to look out for your buddy. You know what I'm saying? If your buddy
Yeah.
gets stomped the fuck out, if
Yeah.
your buddy comes back with broken ribs, and there's three or four of you standing there, and you didn't do shit about it,
Yeah.
we're the ones that were in trouble for that.
Right.
So it's like one of those things where, if he's getting stomped out, dude, our boots need to be stomping. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So
Right.
or else there's a problem. So
Right.
and so yeah, you got a lot of dudes in the military that can't fight, that can't do this and that. But those young privates, the young PFCs, even the young specialists, they want to chunk them. You know what I'm saying? Like the first thing they do is they go out and they want to find chicks. They get wasted and get fucked up. They're in a club like
Right.
this, But if it doesn't work out, when it comes to like 2 o'clock in the morning, the shit shuts down. They're out in the parking lot. That's one of the first things. Is like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be a tough guy, and it's like,
right. What's crazy though is around that time. Remember when I was living in Colorado Springs? This was back in what? I don't even remember. Like 2004, 2005, 2006, somewhere around there. I don't remember. But that was still during, the war was still going on in Iraq and Afghanistan and shit. So a lot of these cats weren't even in town. But you know who was?
oh
They're
god, dude,
slaves, bro.
Yeah, I got stories for that. Like,
Dog. And I would feel bad, man. Like that was the one thing is like when I was younger, man, I didn't really care about like hooking up with like married chicks or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But
when I was younger, I had an ideology that I would not hook up with married chicks because I had some kind of pride, like that I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't stoop that low, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I never had that.
But
in my 20s.
No, I did that. The one time, I actually did that. And I don't know if that's where you're getting at or not, but that happened before. So that's another story. And that's not very funny, but it's true, right? When it comes to that kind of thing. Women can be scandalous, bro. Like, dude, especially so.
But that was like my one thing, man, is like those bitches, like I'd be downtown in Colorado Springs. I'd be like, they'd be, trying to throw the max shit out, like, hey, what's up? What do you do? And I'm like, oh, you're wearing a wedding ring and shit. What's up with that? They're like, oh yeah, my dude's in fucking, he ain't coming back for like another 9 months and no, but he's an asshole or whatever the situation.
They're all assholes, bro.
And I was like, you know what, bitch? Like, you are a shady fucking cunt, dude. Because that was the one thing. Like, I would never fuck with somebody's chick that is over across seas.
I tell you what,
catching fucking shells in the ass.
I tell you what, I had that. That was my actual mentality. That I wouldn't do that because I wouldn't want a motherfucker doing that to me.
Right.
But it happened to me first.
Yeah.
And after it happened to me, motherfucker, it was on.
Right.
So let me tell you, at the time, Fort Carson, you're talking about, had the 3rd ACR was at Fort Carson.
Mm-hmm.
But they also had the 4th Infantry Division at Fort Carson back then. Mm-hmm. But they weren't deployed at the same time all the time, right?
Right.
So imagine this. Half the base is armored cavalry, and half the base is a heavy armored division, right? Mm-hmm. Call it 4th Infantry Division, but they're fucking armored. They're mech infantry, so they're armored. Mechanized infantry. So what would happen is they would deploy one, and then half the base would be gone, and the other half the base would be there.
Right.
So you'd have half the base fucking all the wives of the dudes that were gone.
Oh.
You see what I'm saying?
Well, it's different, though. If you're in the military, I think it's different. I mean, I still, obviously it's whatever, but I wasn't in the military. So to me, I was like, I didn't have that, I guess, right. You know what I mean? Like, if I could say that. I don't know. Whatever that case is, whatever that situation is. But if you're in the Army and that could happen to you, I guess that's your karma, right? But to me, it was different. I was like, this bitch should be charged for fucking treason. You know what I mean? Like,
hey, I agree, motherfucker. I agree.
Yeah, man, I could just like spit in these fucking broads' faces, man. And I can't tell you what happened every fucking weekend, dude. But that was the one thing, man, is like, even that my morals are extremely lower, possibly even non-existent sometimes. That was the one thing that I was like, I'll never fucking do. Like, and I stuck with it. Like, even when I was like wasted out my fucking bracket, you know what I mean? Like, I still wouldn't do it, man. But if I was in the Army, if I was in the military, I was like, hey man, I already, I've been putting in work, so maybe I need to put, you know what I mean, or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I did it once, dude. one time that I know of.
Yeah,
I might have done it more than once and didn't know, but there was this one chick. She had a kid. Kid was like 8 years old, right? She was texting me all on the, I don't know, it was fucking like Tinder before, Hot or Not or whatever. It was like Tinder. But anyway.
Hot or Not.
We're texting on there, and then she's like, oh, you want to come over? And I'm like, hell yeah, bitch, I want to come over. Like, I'm trying to get it in. What's up?
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, here's my address. Man, I put that motherfucking address. So we didn't have GPS back then, right?
Got MapQuest.
Right. So I MapQuest that hoe, right? I MapQuest that hoe, and the motherfucker was like down the street from me. Fool, remember I was a single soldier. I lived on base.
Right.
So when I MapQuest that hoe, it came up like down the street on base. Right, which means she was married and lived in military housing.
Right.
So there was only two things that could possibly be, based on the area that it came up with.
Yeah.
One, she was the daughter of a high-ranking military person, or she was married because she lived in base housing,
right,
where the married people live.
Right.
Man, I contemplated it for a little bit, had 2-3 beers, and I went over that motherfucker.
Hell yeah, bro.
Hey, I went over there. And and it was funny because the house was sparsely furnished. There was like, you could tell like it looked like somebody was moving out or just moving in. You know what I'm saying? Like there wasn't like, it wasn't organized and shit. And you could see like there was like gaps where there used to be furniture and there wasn't furniture anymore.
Is that the redheaded bitch?
Yeah, fool. You remember?
I remember that.
Fucking awesome. That's good.
Didn't you walk there?
Yeah, I walked the first time.
Oh, there was more than one time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
you said fuck it. I did it once.
Yeah, fool. So believe it or not, I went over there and I'm chilling. I can't believe you fucking remember her fucking hair color. But anyway, yeah. So I went over there and I'm chilling and shit on her couch, right? And we're just talking and stuff. And then, she asked me if I want a drink. And I'm like, yeah, bitch. Like, what's up? Like, so she gave me a drink. And then we're talking. And I heard a noise in the back. And I'm like, it's about 9 o'clock. I'm like, on a Friday or whatever. And I'm like, what is that? You know what I'm saying? And a kid comes out, girl. It was like an 8-year-old girl comes out of there. And I'm like, oh, shit. Like, you got a kid too? Like, I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
So, and this is a white girl, right? Redhead. We're talking about redhead, white girl. And then the kid was mixed, right? You could tell the kid was clearly fucking black. Oh. So, yeah, man. So, and so now I'm getting a clear picture. She
was on Soul Pole Patrol.
Yeah, you know it. Talking all that, she starts telling me about her husband and all this stuff. And then I'm sitting there, and we're thinking about we're on base, right? So I already knew something was up, but I'm young and dumb, don't give a fuck. And so I ask her, where is he? Just straight up, like, where is this motherfucker? Is he gonna come back and blast me? I'm not trying to get blasted over no pussy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
hell yeah.
Where is he at? You know what I'm saying? And she said, oh, don't worry about him. He's deployed. I was like, oh, damn. The same situation that I always say I'm not gonna be in, I'm in, right in the middle of.
Yeah.
And it already happened to me, right? So I was kind of sour on that shit anyway.
Yeah.
Because I get, that's a whole nother story. I had to call the cops to get my car back and all this other shit, bro.
What?
Like,
I don't know that shit.
My fucking car was in a different state and all kind of other shit, bro, with this chick I was dating. Yeah, it's a long story, motherfucker. That's another one.
Yeah, we'll touch on that another time.
I'm actually still friends with that girl. She just, she got dick drunk and fucking took off with my shit to another state and shit, with my car when I was deployed. And I got back and I had to fucking call the pig nose to get my shit back.
What? That's
whole full story. I actually still talk to her, man. She's cool as a motherfucker, but just crazy. she got dick drunk, man. 2 months dick and fucking left.
Damn.
So basically, I'm over here hanging out with this girl, and she's telling me stories about her dude and how they don't get along and all this stuff. But that's the father of that girl. And I'm like, at the time I don't have kids and shit, right? So I'm like, whatever, it's whatever. Like, when are we gonna get it in? So the kid actually that house was like empty, dude. Like half the shit was missing and shit. And like I said, that was the first time I went over there. It wasn't the last time, you know what I'm saying? So but
it's crazy too. Like
one of those things, dude. So
her husband's bed and shit.
Fuck it, dude.
Well, I mean, at the time, you're a kid.
I was invited. I had an invite, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
at least you didn't wipe your dick on his pillow. I guess it could have.
You don't know if I did. You don't know if I did. You don't know, bitch. I didn't say that.
Damn. Yeah, man. So
savage, straight up savage.
That shit's crazy, man. Like, we could talk on like the military thing for hours, dude. We could talk on that shit, man. But I did want to bring it up, man, because there was like some questions that, like, I remember those stories back when you were deployed and stuff, and I remember, I was living in the Springs at the time, but you would like come home on leave, and then fucking drive out to fucking Colorado Springs,
8 hours, bitch.
8 hours, and then fucking dude, you would just show up. Like it was crazy. You'd just be like, yo, I'm on like the south side of town. Where are you at? How do I get to your house? And shit.
You know, it's because they used to tell us that we're not supposed to tell our movements, right? We're not supposed to text or talk about when we're going from point A to point B, time
Really?
frames or anything like that. Yeah, dude. And the funny thing about that is that doesn't really apply when you're in the States.
Yeah.
But when you're a young soldier and overseas, you don't know the time you're leaving, dude.
Right.
If you got to go on patrol or you got to go do this and that, they make sure that intel stays real close to the vest, so you don't know when you're going somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
When you're flying in a plane or if you're traveling anywhere, they don't tell you when there's a troop movement. You know there's a troop movement, but you don't know when. They do it on purpose.
Right.
That way the enemy doesn't figure it out. So you get it ingrained in your head to do that yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So when I get back, like when I'm flying back to the United States from Afghanistan or from Iraq, I don't tell anybody.
You're right.
I fly back. You know what I'm saying? And then when I get in the car, I don't tell anybody. I just fucking go. And when I get there, then I'm like, okay, I didn't tell anybody, so nobody knows I'm going there, so nobody's going to intercept me or try anything on me. You know what I'm saying? So when I get there, now I'm safe.
Yeah, you're right.
And that's why I get there and I show up, I'm like, yo, I'm over here. You know what I'm saying? It's because that you're trained to do that, dude. You kind of get brainwashed to do that. So
that shit was crazy though, because I remember that was the time of like you said, like Hot or Not and like MySpace at the time, and you'd be like, hey, I got like these 4 chicks lined up. I'm like, what, bro? You don't even, you're not even stateside. Like, and you'd be like, yeah, but dude, I'm coming out there to Colorado Springs, man. I already got these in fact, I remember one of those broads caught fucking SARS or some shit at one point.
Sorry, I can't help that, dude.
Dude, but I'm just saying, man, like I just remember that shit. Like, who the fuck catches SARS? But you know what I mean? So anyways, I remember, yeah, man, just like lining up these fucking chicks. Like that was like OG, like internet game before everybody was doing that shit.
I tell you what, dude, when it comes to internet pimping, I was on the forefront, bro.
Yeah.
I was like on the fucking cusp of something great before motherfuckers even knew what it was.
Yeah, dude, that shit was crazy. I used to be like, shut the fuck up. You'd be like, nah, dude, let me show you. And I was like, and then I got on that shit and I was like, shit is like, shoot, this shit is like the easiest shit. Like, dude, it's like cheating. You know what I mean? I go so, it's so fucking easy.
I tell you what, the craziest and hardest chicks to pick up on the internet, which is probably another video that we need to make. The hardest ones to pick up are the ones that lived before the internet.
Oh.
The ones that lived before it and are now in it, right? They're 30, 35, 37-ish. They're the hardest chicks to pick up, 40, whatever, because they know the game. They knew the old school game before the internet.
Right.
So all that internet shit it works still, but it takes more time and more effort than it does than to pick up the fucking millennials.
Man, I think out of all the places I've lived and different states I've lived, I think that Colorado, the girls they're down for the most fun, man. I think that Colorado chicks get slept on like a lot in terms of, dude, it's like a fucking gold mine out here, man. If you live fucking girl, I mean, dude, my brother was like literally.
Be careful, bro. Be careful. You're gonna get all kind of fucking hate mail on our damn shit. Be careful.
I mean, it's not even a bad thing, man. It's just I think that you know, I think that girls in Colorado just like to have more fun, dude. I mean, as crazy as that sounds, I mean, living in California, but the thing is, the girls in California got game too.
They do. They're well aware. They are aware. They're game.
They don't fall for none of that shit.
We're gonna call it game aware.
Yeah, they're game aware, dude. Absolutely, that's a good one.
We made that up. Hey, we made that up. Game aware. So don't try to steal it.
The chicks in California heard it here first. Very, very game aware, dude. So you come with that weak shit, they're gonna brush you off fucking quick. You know what I mean? Here it's like they don't really give a fuck, dude. They're like they're just happy that you're fucking talking to them, dude.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? It's just a trip, man. I think that people are just more, the females here are just more kickback, man. But it's great.
Hey,
but
make sure you guys subscribe to our channel. You know, you guys over here. You guys are, wanting to subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet, you're missing out. Right? Don't miss an episode. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you click that little bell notification next to the subscribe. That way you get all the notifications about the videos. Search Beer Babes Bad Luck on Twitter, Beer Babes Bad Luck on Facebook, Beer Babes Bad Luck on the Instagram.
All right, man. I guess we're out for the night then.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if you guys have anything to say about this subject or any other subject, make sure you hit us up on one of them socials, beerbabesbadluck@gmail.com or 213-349-1145. You can hit us up and, leave a voicemail, leave a text message. If you got anything to say that's compelling or anything that, is worth talking about, and we'll put it on the show. So, let's go. Let's do it. Don't forget to subscribe. Holla.